Scouring a fleece with no hot water? It can be done. Hi y'all, welcome to Light and Loom. My name is Cher. This is a vlog episode that I've documented my experimentation with the Suint Ferment Method of scouring a fleece. So I have several vlogs as I recorded along the way that I will put after this introduction, and then I will come back and show you the finished product. So let's get started. So pardon the lawnmower in the background. So I started getting really worried. This just seems really matted, like it's hard to tear. And I wasn't sure if that's just I'm not worried about the dirt, of course, but, and I'm trying to take out, there's a lot of second cuts. I'm trying to take that off. But anyway, I just was like, is it just older lanolin? Because these had been stored according to the farmer. So I did go in and wash just a little bit, and I feel like that's helping it. And that was just one very quick little rinse wash. So I'm gonna stay the course and go ahead and get most of this in the suet bath. I've come over here. I did collect some rainwater, and I didn't quite have enough, so I topped it off with oh good, now we get jets too. Top this off with tap water and let it sit to kind of let the chlorine gas out. Anyway, so we're gonna pop it in there and let the heat do the job. So this undercoat side is just lovely, but it's really just all second cuts, so I don't think that's usable, unfortunately. So yeah, we'll see. So again, pardon the lawnmower because it seems to be the day, but so this is the the third pound of fleece. I had 2 of the white and 1 of this brown, and this is much nicer. It's not matted. It's actually really pretty clean. There's really very little of the NEVM. I took a little bit off, but I was going to throw them all in together. And then this was nicer, so I've got a second bucket now here that I'm going to try to fashion a lid and soak this one in there so they're separate. All right, so today we are going to take the fleece out of the Suint bath. It is smelling, it smells like a strong rotten egg smell, but it's not so off-putting that you can't work with it. So we've dumped siphoned off about half of the bucket and then dumped the rest in the yard. Good fertilizer. And then over here, watch out, Mr. Lathe and Loom. I'll show you the first batch is down on the ground. Here's the first batch that we have dumped out of the bucket there. I will rinse that in a little bit, and then if we come over back here is the next batch. And I'll open it up. I think this has been about 3 weeks. And you can see, it's interesting, the stuff on the top is settled, and I'll show you. You can see quite a bit of it when, don't want that on my patio. Would have been probably smarter to do this down low. But so here we are. You can see all the little fermented microbes doing their thing. So we're going to siphon some of this off enough that we can take it down and dump it onto the screen. All right, so we've taken about a little more than 4 gallons off of the top here, and I don't know why that's not going any closer, but this water is much darker than the one in the first bucket, which is interesting. This one had the hard lid, the other one just had a plastic trash bag for the lid, but I'm using this pool scooper because what I found in the first batch, the wool was getting caught up in going down the siphon tube, because we're just using a siphon tube to take it to the bucket. And so this helps. So I just have my hand in there pushing the net down and then holding the tube below the water line. So that's helping. So we're going to do that one more time, and then we should be able to dump this one out. So here it is before I've dumped it. We've got most of the water out. It's pretty gnarly looking, I gotta say. There just seems like a lot of stuff in that fleece, like caught in the fleece. I don't know if it's VM, if it's poop, if it's, I don't know. I'm now, I didn't pay a ton for this, and you saw the before pictures. It was pretty matted in some places. So we'll see what we got. All right, so I'm going to show you the just rinsed first batch, and sorry, you have the hum of suburbia in the background. Apologies for that. I think we'll see it's actually impressively clean. So all I've done is taken it out of the ferment bath and done a rinse with a hose. Hopefully it's not felting. I do have the hose laying in the grass. I'm going to do a bucket wash with some power scour, not really so much for cleaning, but maybe a little bit of the residual. And then what I understand is the drying in the sun is what will kill the microbes that are making the smell. You do, when you get up to it, does have it's like a mild rotten egg, and I don't know, Mr. Lathe and Loom had to do this to help me with the siphon, but I didn't find it so obnoxious. I mean, I was 12 inches from it with my hand in the bucket, so we'll see. So here is the shot of the wool. So I also just realized I'm recording this in the wrong direction. Sorry. I will make that as visible as possible in post. But so here's the white. Actually, I need to go get some gloves before I touch that. It is impressively white, considering how it came out. So I'm going to spread that out, maybe rinse the other side. The brown, which was, I think much cleaner, I'm going to go ahead and put in the first wash bath. And so I've got my tubs over here and my power scour. I'm just going to fill up probably the green bucket for the brown. That's what I had it in before. It's a little bit smaller. Oops, sorry, camera edits. And then we'll see how we get. And I'll put that one out to dry, and we'll let it dry fully. Probably turn it in a couple times. Total aside, but aren't the marigolds popping so pretty? I've got these on all my plants, or all my boxes. I must be liking the slightly cooler weather. So over here, we have the brown fleece that came out of it wasn't really a scour because it wasn't hot enough, but out of its wash. I'm trying to get a little water out of that. This is not going to dry all today. I'll have to put it back out tomorrow. And then over here, we have been siphoning. Yep, my siphon stopped. So out the water so I can hopefully dump the bucket of white or get it done. So what I did was, it's like our pool skimmer, and I don't know, it started back up again. Just siphoning out, keeping the fleece from sucking up in the siphon, and just to help get that water out of there so I can move the bucket because it's pretty heavy. So this is the white. just again, it was a warm, lukewarm wash. I mean, the water was, warm coming out of the hose, but and it's been sitting out here in the sun, but certainly not scour hot. So I'm gonna let that come out a little bit longer. Seems to be siphoning out nicely again. So do that. My husband couldn't believe I had never siphoned anything. No, that's not something I've ever needed to do, dear. Anyway, science. We've got everybody after their first wash. There's the white. And the brown. So I'm gonna let that wash as long as we can this evening, and I'll bring it up under the porch, and then we'll let it turn it over and dry it thoroughly tomorrow. Helping? Have you been helping? Yes. Way to go, Labrador. Are you tired? Yes. Is it time for dinner? I think it's getting close. Say hello to everybody. So here we've got some of the dried fleece. There's the white and the brown. And I have not done any further washing or scouring. The lanolin there's maybe a hint, but definitely not greasy. And the smell is gone. So I let it sit out really all day yesterday. So I don't think I'm going to wash it again. What I am going to do is pick it and then put it through the carder. I've got a couple of little sections where it was probably more held together and there's a little bit of dirt, so I'm going to see, I might need to have a small batch that I do wash again, but not because the ferment bath didn't work. I mean, look how pretty that is. So I would say this was quite successful. So I thought I would show you some of the dried fleece here and what I'm doing with it. I do still have places where I'm coming across where some of the matted stuff that I threw in is I'm going ahead and tossing it. But nothing venture, nothing gain. Like, here's a piece here that it's got a little VM in it. But then I have a lot of other places that is really just very, very, very nice and is just coming off, and I'm just teasing them open, those little locks. So I mean, I'll run across a place where there's maybe a little bit of lanolin or a tiny bit of but overwhelmingly, I mean, again, just hold up a couple handfuls here. This is very clean. And, I did no hot water scour. I did exactly what you saw. I fermented it in the rainwater for, I think I did about 3 weeks in total. I rinsed it with a hose. I know, horror. And I did that one sort of lukewarm wash and then let it dry. I had anticipated that I would need to here's some picked, that I would need to come in and then scour it proper to kind of get the smell out. I had no smell left after I left it in the sun those 2 days. And I'd heard that, so I don't know how much I talked about it through the video, but and I'm like, look, this is all what I've learned, and there's some good videos and such that I kind of started with, but almost all of them that concluded with washing it or doing a proper scour, which doesn't really make a lot of sense if the process is to use the suet and lanolin that is in the fleece, ferment that to essentially make a natural soap. So if you think about it, that should clean, like you shouldn't have to be then washing it. I think it's an interesting, like it's very economical. When you think about what you pay for a thing of scour liquid, a gallon of scour liquid, if you're doing a lot of fleeces, it racks up pretty well. And you're just catching some rainwater, putting it in the sun, covering it up, letting it do its thing. I mean, it's actually not very even labor intensive. It was very nice to have those racks to dump it out in, in the lawn, and I could have tried to do it over something and put it in the garden. It was fine for us to have it just in the lawn there, but so pretty economical, pretty low labor. I would definitely do it again. Now this was not a highly, it was not a heavy lanolin fleece. I mean, there was obviously lanolin in it, but it wasn't super heavy in it. But it was pretty dirty. Not in a bad way. Like, I think sheep should be dirty. That's their, they're not living inside, right? So, but I think it turned out really nice. And there's, doesn't feel stripped. I'm picking. I'm going to pick it and put it through the carder. But yeah. So it was really good. This is the white. Here's the brown. Haven't picked any of this yet, but I'm kind of pulling this. Oh, I got a really short piece in here. But yeah, I picked up a shorter. Anyway, but I'm just going to do that, put it through the carder, and then we'll see what we get. I've never worked with much long wool, so the Teeswater is definitely new for me. Here's a little better. This is lovely. So fun. It was a fun experiment. Highly recommend. It is smelly. I mean, I had it up outside the hot tub by the third week. I'm like, I can smell it. And I had plastic lids on it, as you saw. But not, it's like cross between, I kept thinking it's not exactly like rotten egg, which is what kind of people had said. More like a permanent, if you walked into a salon and they were doing a perm, that's kind of the smell. I mean, it wasn't, I had my nose half, foot from it while I was getting that siphon stuff out, and it was fine. And once I started, letting it sit out, so I really did expect, it just smells a little sheepy, and a hint of my unicorn power scour, but it does not have that microbial smell at all. So anyway, it was a lot of fun. Have you tried? I would love to know your thoughts. I think, again, to me, if you think about, this is an old method when people didn't go to their Amazon cart and have power scour delivered, right? So, it feels very environmentally friendly. I love that. Yeah, just kind of fun to try something a little bit different. So the wool will have a reappearance kind of as we go forward, but just wanted to share my results and experimentation with you. So hope you enjoyed that, and happy scouring, spinning, dyeing, knitting, and weaving. Bye, y'all.